First trip ever to the Rip Curl Pro here in Peniche, Portugal, and now coming in as a seasoned vet, multiple attempts out here to break away into the final series, but this is his
6-3, takes off here, no barrel on this one, so deciding to really tag it right there, that trademark turn, and then straight into an air reverse, almost pulling
Brito, he had a couple of waves ridden. Adam Melling pulling in on his forehand.
Yeah, just a little sneaky tube right there, little shampoo for his efforts and a kick out, so not a big score at all, Joe. It's going to be around about the 2-point range. Just goes to show, I mean, we've saw Mick Fanning just absolutely get barreled off his head in that heat before, and it's kind of gone a little quiet. Brett Simpson deciding to go on a left-hander and tagging it a few times right here, straight up vertical, snaps it in the pocket, and really just bringing this one through the inside, just trying to get a couple of scores on the board, Joe. Both those waves are not going to be big scores. Definitely one to watch. Watch how fast this transition is. He draws off the bottom there, beautiful style. Big carving turn back into the power source right here. Bangs it off the lip and then straight into that bang right there. Adam Melling.
As we check out the takeoff, what happened to Brett Simpson here?
Yeah, nice and smooth in there. Brett Simpson racing down the line. You can see him coiling off the bottom, draws off the bottom, snaps it off the top there, trying to get around the section, and that wave not cooperating for Brett Simpson. So we saw his last wave very similar, 1.6, so I think it's going to come in the same. This is the wave we've got to watch though. Off the top again, bangs it right here, and then boom, snaps it off the whitewater. It's a great technique.
Jordy Smith on his relationship with Portugal, and it's been an amazing one. One final in the past, finishing runner-up to Kelly Slater, and two other quarterfinals in Portugal's short history as a WCT event. He's taking on Bede Durbidge, who's also had success here in the past, finishing runner-up series, and Potts, we already got underway.
Bede Durbidge straight into it. You know, he knows he's got to crank it up against Jordy. He's just going to apply the pressure, and this is what he does. His first wave will be very clinical, making sure that he finishes it off and puts a score on the board. That's exactly what...
fell short because John Gunn got the 10. During that interview, Jordy took off on the way.
Jordy stalling, trying to get barreled there. Just a quick little cover-up. Comes out and tags it. Now, this is where Jordy's going to have the difference on Bede. He's got to try and get that innovative surfing going. He's going to be looking for some aerial maneuvers. Jordy finishes. Let's have a look at Jordy's wave from down the beach here. Takes off, drags the hand there, gets nice and in the barrel. A little cover-up there, not a clean exit. But comes out and then manages to fit in a couple of turns towards the end of this one here. So Jordy Smith is probably going to get his best score yet. Bangs it off the top there to finish it. A 4.3.
As we get to the end of the season, during that little clip, we had Jordy Smith on his backhand making a tube ride.
Jordy keeping really busy. I like the fact that he's just surfing, you know, just getting that momentum going, loosening up, sort of trying to better his way into a gem. Jordy Smith, this is the best wave of the heat by far. As he paddles into it, waiting for it. Doesn't pull straight up in the barrel, which was quite unique there. Comes off the bottom and sneaks underneath it. Perfect positioning there. You can see him slowing himself down, trying to get as deep as possible and then fighting his way out. And Jordy Smith, as usual, comes out of that one. Big, strong guy. And right here, bang, that innovation we're talking about. A carving reverse there for Jordy Smith to finish off that one, and that's going to be his best score yet. Smith, but that last wave is 7.43, so Jordy's starting to find the groove. And look at this perfect positioning. Just tube time. I mean, look how small that wave is, and Jordy Smith managing to fit that big frame into that barrel. Comes out nice and clean. Jordy Smith having about keep that rhythm, keep that momentum. Jordy Smith, here he goes again, driving down the line, pulls up into the barrel. Nice and clean on this first section here. Sneaks through. Comes off the bottom, just a nice check turn there to get things going again. And then backdoors this perfect little section. Jordy Smith, the bonus tube on that one. So a 7 job. Let's have a look at this wave here. This was a little bit down the beach. Bede Durbidge had priority but was nowhere near it. Jordy comes flying out. Now watch this turn right here. Wow, how did that board and fins handle that turn there? That was 110% power there from Jordy Smith. And well, on the other side of that peak, Bede Durbidge took off on the left-hander, Joe, sliding into the barrel. Bede's been waiting a very long time. Is he going to come out of this one? Travelling, and yes, he does. Fights his way through that end section. So Bede Durbidge trying to put a score on the board, needs a wave in the excellent range. A 9.17 required there from Bede Durbidge on that last wave.
as we continue with round 5 matchups. Aritz also battling for CT survival, and Kai Otton, the defending champ, as he looks for some success here once again in Portugal.
He knows these are not excellent scores, but he's trying to get on the board quickly. With this high tide coming in right now, this wave can totally lock up and kind of freeze you out for a good 20 minutes at a time. So, you know, Aritz is staying busy, smooth little...
Looking back on Kai's wave.
Right here, setting it up, waiting for this wave to open up, and then goes for a quick snap, keeping his speed up because he knows this wave has another section on offer. And then the third one, this is easily the best maneuver, a little closeout range there from Kai, trying to get a couple scores under his belt. This wave, you know, you'd prefer to pull into a nice dredging barrel. It's not the easiest, most rippable face, but you can see getting 2 turns and then finishing off with a clean floater there. Tough to time that with the backwash, but he hung on there. So again,
tell you what, it's looking good as we check in with another Australian, Kai.
Well, he got the 6.33 for his last effort, but this wave even bigger, and you can see that vertical snap right there. That's definitely going to grab some attention from the judges.
Priority sits with Michel Bourez. As we take a look at the stats of the two, we mentioned best season ever for Michel Bourez, currently 7th right now, and in terms of
guys
wins,
are in the same boat. They're searching for that first score. Nothing of substance as of yet. And, you know, we saw Filipe click into that right-hander earlier, and he went for the air, and it didn't pay off. He fell. This one, he kept his board on the water, sort of. You can see him slam his fins out right there. You know, believe it or not, that's pretty much of a safety turn for Filipe. He's that aggressive, but this will be the first score. I don't think it's going to really be anywhere near the excellent range, but it'll be a keeper for now.
Toledo still on top prior to dropping in that wave, but up to this point,
you have to fly your tail towards the beach to keep your surfboard under your feet. Right here, always was going to be out to the flats there. That's so tough on your knees and on your ankles. So luckily, he got away from his surfboard. Had he planted that, he would have absorbed a lot of pressure.
Transition time with Toledo.
Reconnecting with his board there. But you can see the wind. Really, that's when he got that hand just barely on his rail, getting
back to this heat, and a little tube time for Toledo.
Yeah, finding, again, these right-handers are definitely working right now. Just against that rip current, you can see now that wave smooths out, allows Filipe to tuck in, to hide from the sun just for a split second. Side chips that break apart. And I know it looks kind of strong, Jay, but as I mentioned earlier, you're going to have to grind out some scores right now. It's not super buttery conditions right here. There's the side chip. He's going to hop over to this next little wedge. Now he reconnects, bouncing that board to keep the speed flowing. He really wants to keep that board going so he can progress on this wave and get one more maneuver in. Little backside tap. You never know. That could make the difference. So he's definitely...
Various types on the tour. Checking back, this was the wave that was happening out the back as Bourez finds his barrel.
Yeah, and that's quite a bit better. You can see that's substantial, nice long one, and then he finds that little side door exit, which is such a big part of the scores drop for Michel Bourez's barrel. And you look at this wave, it stayed open at the beginning. Nice little carve there, trying to keep his momentum down the line so he can maximize the potential. And there's a big tail hack, but look at that warble from the backwash. That's that high tide, and then barely finishing in that third turn. That was a lot of effort. Such a tricky maneuver to climb that lip. Let's see if it's a clean finish. Maybe they're deeming he did not make it. Again, that's long and deep through a second section there. That looks like maybe he won't even make it. Here he breaks through. Let's see if he cleanly rides out. And that has to be the reason why that score is so low. He's getting rid of a 4.67. He is definitely going to chuck that. Welcome to the freak show right here. Watch this maneuver. Hucks the tail, grabs the rail to keep that board connected to his feet. You know, that's all about being 19 years old and having nothing but rubbery bones. That was just an incredible maneuver there. The athleticism and just the flexibility. Amazing maneuver. Not many guys on tour can fly through the air with this much speed and this much agility. Look at his feet, how far apart they are, grabbing that rail, keeping his board connected. Keep in mind, that maneuver was done with so much speed. That's really what made it so impressive. Getting the air reverse.